G'day guys, today's video is part 2 of the Flying Model Super Decathlon restoration series. So part 2 is obviously continuing on, and it's a series of videos where I go about restoring a Super Flying Model Super Decathlon. Now I know it's been a while since the first video. Being caught up with other projects, other priorities in life and things like that, so it's been a while since I've gotten around to doing part 2. So in part 1 we left off with fixing up the engine mount, installing the fuel tank and the mounts and things like that, and also putting wheels on the landing gear. So what I did say is the next video will continue on and start on the rear section, so like the elevator and rudder and so forth, and start working back and so on. Now you could probably hear some noise in the background, and I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing in this video as what's happening right now. Alright, so here it is as it is at the moment. I'm sorry the table's a bit messy. Like I said, I've had other projects and other things like that. I probably should have cleaned it a little bit, but anyway, it's a workbench. So like I said, we're going to be tackling the rear and working our way back. So we've got some hinges to fix, and it's not a lot of work. And so the fuel tank is installed, and as well the engine mount. Now, before I show you what's going on behind me, so with this model, obviously it had a cowl. Problem was, when I crashed it, it completely destroyed the cowl. So what I did is I did a bit of I guess you'd call it a bit of searching on the internet, and I found a STL file for a Decathlon cowl. Now the dimensions for that cowl were way too big for this. Obviously it was for a bigger model, and so I measured the dimensions here, like the width and the height and so forth, and the length of what's needed. So if we go around here, I am currently 3D printing a cowl for the model. Now the way I'm printing this now is it's the nose, so that's the nose, so the front, and it's going to work its way up. Now I know some of you guys are going to be going, oh, you shouldn't do it that way, you should have done it that way, the other way around, so it hasn't looked funny on the nose. I wanted it to do it that way. However, the problem with doing it that way is doing it this way is going to take 9 hours, or a little over 9 hours. If I had it going from the bottom and all the way up to the nose, up this way, I kid you not, it would have taken 2 days and 10 hours, I think, because the slicing program that I use for this, I forget the name of the slicing program, but when you do the slice, it gives you an estimated time, and 2 days and 9 hours. So that's why I upended it 180 degrees, and so we're going nose first and working our way up. So I'm currently 3D printing a cowl for the model. It's just out of PLA. What I might do, I'm just not too sure what to do, because I'm currently printing it out of clear PLA. I might, if the dimensions in that work, I might use a better filament, but at the moment that's what we're printing it out of. And I even might use this as a mold to make a fiberglass cowl. I don't know, we'll see how we go. So anyway, we're going to start working on the back of this model, and so that will require repairing the damage here. There's not really, that's really the only damage I can see there. So I've got to put control horns on the elevators and onto the rudder as well, but I need to repair, as you can see, because when I crashed it, it did a bit of a cartwheel, and as you can see there's some damage to the elevator there, so I'll have to remedy that. And push rods, it will need push rods, so it's an interesting setup, this one. You have I think so top one here, you had one push rod that goes into two for the elevator, and then the bottom slot here is for the rudder. So what I'm going to do, guys, is like I've done in previous videos, is I'll start doing parts and intermittently film it and show the progress, and then we can continue on throughout the video. So I'll pause here and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I have gotten the right elevator repaired. As you can see, I had, this is the only shade of red covering that I had that was as close to the original. I don't know what brand they used when making this model, and I can only assume that you can't get this particular shade of red anymore, but as you can see, it's all repaired. Like I've said in other videos, covering isn't my forte. I have got, because originally how it works, so with the hinges, they put them in and there's a small screw that goes in that holds the hinge in. I've done that. However, I have also put some CA glue in there as well to just give it a bit of extra grip, I guess you could say. What I did, so there was a chunk of wood taken out, so I had to, with an offcut of balsa here, I had to put in that section that was damaged and then shape it, and I also used some of this Hobby Light wood filler. It's for balsa, and use that. And when you want to add strength, you put CA glue on the filler and gives it extra strength. Then with my rotary tool, I just slotted a new hole for the hinge, put it in, covered it, and glued and screwed it on. So that is done. So guys, the cowl is coming along slowly. It's going to take a while. I realized I made a miscalculation with my measurements. I'll explain that later, but slowly getting there. Looking alright so far. What I might end up doing is I might put some, I've got some carbon fiber cloth I might put on the inside. If it fits well, I'll put some carbon fiber cloth on the inside to strengthen it, give it a bit more durability. Anyway, so that's coming along well. So the next part, I would say, is to flip this over carefully. And what we're going to start doing now, guys, is start organizing the push rods for the elevators and the rudder. Well guys, I have made some progress here. So as you can see, I have gotten the control horns on. I have the control rods in. It's pretty straightforward. I had used, now I want to apologize straight away. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but this light up here, it's an LED and it starts flashing intermittently. I think it's on its way out. So apologies to those who might suffer from epilepsy. My bad. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, the control rods and everything were actually out. I took them out, were originally in this, and I put them in, I pulled them out and stored them away for something else later on, so they're back in. But as you can see, we have elevator and we have rudder. I've also done a little bit of other progress. So obviously this this model requires an engine. So I've got an ASP 61 4-stroke here, and I had it in a different model. I don't fly it anymore, and so it's just held in loosely at the moment. But that will go in it. I'm going to have to move the exhaust. I might have it tucked down inside there that way. And here is the cowl for the model. Now I had to, because what had happened is I'd actually printed a cowl for this one, and because I did the measurements from top to bottom and from side to side, so I thought, righto, and I use Tinkercad. So this was a Thingiverse file. I put it on Tinkercad and adjusted it, and the problem so for instance, the width is 11 centimeters and the height from top to the bottom part here is roughly 13 centimeters. So I thought, right, did that, adjusted the length and everything. Problem is that it did 13 centimeters from here to the top. So that meant that this section was too short and wouldn't fit over. So I had to do another one, which is no biggie, to be honest. I mean, I just had to readjust it, just that it took 10 hours to do. Now, you're probably wondering why I still have the support section here. Well, because it's not very thick. Don't think you can tell how it's rather thin, and which is fine. And when I went to take this off on the other cow, it actually tore it. So what I'm going to do is, obviously off camera, is I have this carbon fiber cloth, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the lengths, and on the inside I'm going to strengthen it on the inside with the carbon fiber cloth and some epoxy. Hopefully it doesn't distort it too much, but we'll see how we go. And then I'll be able to take the support off without damaging it, and we'll see how we go. So I'll pause here and I'll be back. Alrighty guys, made a little bit of progress. So got some carbon cloth around certain areas at the bottom of the cowl here. I did get the support structure off, so when it was printing, that was there like that, so it would come out flat, perfectly flat, and wouldn't sag. However, even though I did strengthen this section here, I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but there was a little bit of damage there and around here. I've glued this back together. What I will do is I will get some plastic putty or something like that and fill it in, so you can see how there's a little bit of damage. I did my best to make it as damage free as possible. I did feel that there was going to be a little bit of damage, and there was, but it's no big deal. It will be filled in with some putty, and it will be sanded a little bit on the outside, and then it will be painted to match the rest of the fuselage here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pause here and wrap this video up for part 2. So I feel making some good headway here, and the end, what we'll be tackling in the next video is getting the linkage ready for the throttle here for the engine. So got to drill a hole into the motor plate here and have a rod go in there, because here we have, this is where our servos will go. So we have, if I remember correctly, elevator in the middle, and it was rudder on the left and throttle on the right. So that'll be the end of this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. So like I said, getting linkages ready for the throttle, and we'll go over the main wing as well, and we'll finish off the cowl in the next video. So until then, guys, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop a comment. But until then, guys, enjoy your hobby, and cheers.